Hey, how's it going? You come here often? Oh, what's this? This really nicely sized travel backpack that isn't too big, not too small, just kind of right for particular kinds of travels? I guess I did make a good choice. What's up, you guys? It is the Tortuga Setout Divide backpack. Okay, one of my favorite bags for travel, if not the favorite, is the Tortuga Setout. A massive, maximal one-bag travel bag. You put everything in here. It still fits on most carry-ons that allow the big stuff. Euros are different. But it is huge. It is massive. I'll try to compare the two in a little bit if I remember. This is their answer to what if you need something just for a little while? What if it could expand? What if it could be a great companion for a roller bag or something like that, where you really needed to pack a bunch of stuff. You don't want to bring the Setout, massive thing, and a roller bag. So this is their answer. I've got it packed out for how I travel. Basically, I travel the same as I'm kind of a professional minimal traveler. I travel the same whether I am going for 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. And I've got that in here. You know, the hardest thing about that is actually wardrobe, by the way. I'll be getting into some clothing stuff. Actually, this shirt is from one of the companies that I'll be showing some of my favorite travel clothes. Anyway, stay tuned for more on that. The point being, I can fit all my stuff for 3 months in this guy. Now, this is just me traveling. If I was traveling with my family, which I always am, then I have to upgrade out into the Setout, because then it's not just bringing my stuff, which is the same amount as I have here. It's also bringing my baby's things and my wife's things, and a lot of things need to fit in. We have a whole crew. Anyways, the point being, what a killer little, functional thing. Let's talk about the features. First of all, Tortuga has this great way of doing a carrying sort of harness system. I used to think this was overkill. Now, after I've packed out the Setout, huge, massive, really heavy stuff, they have the same sort of thing on here that they do on the Setout. It's this crazy injection molded foam with holes in it. It's very nice. These straps, huge air channels that feel extremely comfortable when you put it on. Now, you can also put on hip straps on this, where the hip straps have pockets in them as well. You should remember that on your checkout from them. On this size bag, I typically wouldn't go with the hip straps. I think it's satisfying just like this. I think because it's not so tall, so fat, so deep, I can actually cover this just fine. I've got the sternum strap, I'm good. The Setout, however, I do carry it with the straps for the hips, because if I'm doing any walking at all through the airport, that's just gonna be helpful. Nice big solid handles. Oh goodness, yes, okay. We've got one on this side and one on the top. Then a water bottle holder over here that actually can zip up and away. By the way, little things like that where you can actually do this one-handed. You're always one-handed when you're traveling. So the fact that you can just zip that up one-handed is just things like that make travel really nice. Now, you are gonna see a couple things going on here. First of all, big lump up front. I'll get into what that is. Second of all, look at all these zippers. Look at all this crazy, meshy, weirdo zippers. Third of all, these straps, which can be used for compression, okay? What is this zipper? This zipper is actually a expansion contraction. Contraction, is that the right word there? An expansion contraction zipper. Now, as it is, I could probably get this I can probably contract the bag and make it smaller all the way up to the end. Now, the reason why I didn't do that is because traveling like this is a fucking drag. You see this bulge right here? You see what it's like to try to get in there? You see what happens when you F a stranger in the arse? Okay, those are my Bose headphones. When it's time for me to get in, I just want to try to get, goddamn, how do I get these things out? Right? Everything gets crappy when your bag is too packed out. This is one of the first rules of travel. Either your bag needs to make it so that even when it's completely packed out, you can still get into the pockets easily, or you need to bring less stuff so that the pockets you do have aren't impossible to get in and out of. So that's why when I'll travel with this, I will probably always leave this open because it doesn't really save me much space at all. I wish that, in fact, it's kind of nice that it does do that in case you're going for a really minimal amount of travel. But now when it's time to get those out, oh geez, did you see how easy that was? By the way, these are the Bose Quiet Comfort 2s, the 35 2s. I'm testing all these Bluetooth headphones right now. I'm gonna have a massive review. Stay tuned on that, because not all headphones that do that noise canceling thing are the same. What I'm getting at is some are way better than others. Okay, so front of the bag, this is our sort of tech panel here. Now, with Tortuga bags, I always throw my laptop charger all the way down at the bottom of the bag. And it's a pain to get out, but I tend not to use it when I'm traveling. The reason why is down at the bottom of this front pocket, there's a bunch of space. I mean, you could fit a sweater down there if it's not too big. And it's totally unusable. Like the way that you pack out the bag, nothing gets used there. So I always throw a bulky thing like this down there. Then you've got some nice little organization in here. Now, if this was all packed out and zipped up and made, it's actually, these pockets and panels are actually tough to get into. I've got my little notebook, I've got some glasses, and I've got one of my favorite little, things on the road, these RX bars. I'll put a link to this in the description below. I definitely have some preferences when it comes to travel snacks. You know what it's like when you're traveling, you sit in an aluminum tube with recirculated air and like Bob's behind you just farting up, and Barbara's got psoriasis and she's scratching, the skin flakes are going in your eyes and stuff like that. It's jolting. You gotta eat some stuff that you gotta take care of your body in the context of that. It's actually really painful what you're going through. So there's like a lot of organizational stuff in here. Vast majority of it I don't use. There is a nice place here for your iPad if you're an iPad traveler. I'm typically either with an iPad or my laptop. I don't have a workflow that can justify both. There's a quick access pocket, sort of a stash pocket here on the front of the bag, which is great. It's flat. I always wish for a little dimension in these guys, but another reason why I don't have it completely zipped up and contracted like that. I know there's a different word for that. I will get it in a little bit, but when it's not too tight, this is really usable. Now, back of the bag, you've got a nice little compartment for your laptop. Okay, my 15-inch fits in there totally easily. And you've got another little spot for, can you even see this? Do you have any idea what we'd put in here? While I'm back here, I'll just say that there's a nice piece of rigid plastic in the back of this panel that allows the bag to have this like rigidness on the back. First of all, protecting your laptop. Second of all, helping the load be transferred from up here on your back all the way down to where your hips are. It is nice with the way that these paddings work here. They're very robust. I mean, they're really thick, comfy padding. This is a very comfortable bag to carry. Also, while I'm back here, this side panel, the side of this thing goes all the way through, so you can just slide that right over your luggage. Blip, just like that. Okay, now let us get into the main compartment, which opens up suitcase style like this. Ooh, doggy, look at that. You ever wanted to be inside of a thing like this? Well, now's your time. It's good, man. It's good. You got it. You made it. You're in. Something that's interesting about that bag, all of the expansion of it happens on this panel right here. So this goes from basically just being a tight little place to throw like a shirt or a jacket or something to being a full-on place where you can put packing cubes. You can fill this thing up with packing cubes and make it as tight as you want. Like I said, this is how I travel for 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. And I'm serious, even if it's 3 days, like I'll pack the same amount of stuff. Like, that's because I don't know what I'll need. I have everything I need in this, and it's not that big. So for 3 days, I can easily do this. Now, let's open up on this side first. You've got this simple mesh divider. I've got a jacket in here, and this is their Tortuga. I think it's the Setout Packable Daypack. I showed this in the Patagonia 9 Trails video. This whole thing packs in to a little pouch like this. All right, pretty nice. I find that when I'm using it, it's better for me packing things like this. It's better when I just pack them out totally flat. Like this. I like to just throw it in flat like this. Where there, like so. You've got a pocket here. You've got nice little straps in the back. 2 nice water bottle holders on the outside. This is honestly a water bottle holder on the outside of your bag for your little day pack when you get to where you're going. That can make all the difference in the world. Then inside, there is no organization or nothing. It's just a nice big bag with some, I think it's fairly water resistant. Like this though, it's so minimal, it's so small, it folds into nothing. Okay, so this is the, I think it's the Setout Packable Day Pack. It's nice, less crinkly than the Outbreaker one. Okay, so that's on that side. Now if we go to this side, you'll see there's that little, there's a strap that can like kind of hold everything together. That strap does not come out. It's a little bit of a bummer for me. I don't typically need a strap at all to hold down because I do everything in packing cubes. As you can see here, very minimal toiletry kit. Always recommend you just go minimal. Bring whatever you like, the lowest common denominator of what you need. If you need it out there, there are stores you can buy it. Then I've got a sweater, a merino sort of cardigan. I like to have stuff that's like kind of nice and kind of casual. A sort of medium packing cube right here. This has got probably 4 or 5 shirts in it or something like that. And then this is a large packing cube with maybe a couple pairs of pants, a pair of swim trunks, maybe a long sleeve shirt, and a pair of socks and a couple underwears. Okay, so here's our capacity on that bag. It's great. It is like totally a question for me if I'm gonna use this or the bigger Setout if I'm ever traveling by myself. Like I said, I'm oftentimes traveling with my family, which means they're monsters. They bring way too much stuff. You know, travel's what happens when you're out there, man. You don't have what you need. Well, that's an adventure. Let's go get what we need, or let's say, anyways, the point is traveling minimally will change your entire life. Okay, so here's that bag empty. It's expanded to the thing, but to give you a sense of, I mean, the weight is, it's fairly lightweight. It's not too heavy, but you're packing it out with all your stuff. Even if it does get heavy, you've got this nice panel on the back. This is a very nice bag to travel with. YKK zippers, 900D heathered polyester. This is a nice water resistant material. It's very durable, very rip and abrasion resistant. I like this material. It looks kind of smart too. Now compare that to the Setout. This is the Setout, the big one. The little one is the Setout Divide. The big one is the Setout. Okay, so there's everything that I had packed in the Setout Divide. Now in the Setout, I've added an extra pair of nice shoes. Everything else is here just in the main compartment. And as you can see, it's still quite floppy. There's a lot of room inside. We could add a lot more, though traveling with it like this would probably be better than packing it out more. So just to give you a sense of like size and comparison, stuff like that. By the way, you've got these compression straps on the Setout that you have the same thing on the Setout Divide that can help you get it small. You sometimes will need that a lot more on this guy than on the Setout Divide. Okay, so here's everything in the Setout, right? It's not even that much bigger once you've compressed it all down, but there is certainly some more capacity in here than the Setout Divide has. For instance, the whole top of the bag, once I like push everything down to the bottom of the bag, the whole top of it is floppy. I mean, that's like a shoebox size more of things I could just fit in there, as well as, you know, the tech pouch and stuff like that. Okay, so the Tortuga Setout and the Tortuga Setout Divide, 2 excellent travel packs. I'm very kind of torn between, like, I will definitely want to be traveling with this. It's thinner, it's slimmer, it's lighter, it's easier to travel with, easier to get into that overhead compartment, easier to put down and pick up, easier on all accounts. This except except for the fact that this is easier to fit more shit in. Both of them very competent, very lovely travel bags, but let's look at a couple more bags that you should consider. First of all, the Heimplanet Monolith 40 liter. This is a massive capacity bag with very sturdy, robust, durable material on the outside. It feels a little more protected than the Setout, I do have to say. I love the comfortable straps. I love using this thing. This one ends up being the kind of bag I travel with a lot, I have to admit. Okay, the Heimplanet Monolith 40 liter is just a massive capacity, about the same size as the Tortuga Setout. Does not have a tech panel. It does have a laptop compartment. It does not have a water bottle compartment, but it does have extremely robust materials, robust zippers, robust everything. This is the kind of thing like you feel like you can take on a serious journey and beat the crap out of it and it's gonna survive. Heimplanet Monolith 40 liter. I'll put a link to a video about this one below in the description in case you're interested. The Aer Travel Pack, okay? Very competent travel bag that's sort of like a mix between the Tortuga Divide, the Setout Divide, and the Setout. It's got like just about as much capacity as the Setout, maybe slightly less. I believe it's slightly less in use, but you have a lot of access to pockets on the outside and just as much tech organization and laptop panel in the back. So if you want a middle road between the Setout Divide and the Setout, this is a great way to go. The Aer Travel Pack. I will put a link to the video I did on this in the description below. The Bihn Aeronaut. It comes in a 45 liter, which is what this is, and a 30 liter. Just a ton of space with a killer set of materials on the outside, very robust, killer YKK zippers, and some backpack straps, which can fold away from inside of here. They're not as comfortable as any of the bags we've talked about so far, but what's great about this bag is it's like a duffel bag. You've got 3 compartments, or you can remove the dividers between them. They just zip away and fill the whole sucker up. So tons of capacity, very durable. The Aeronaut 45 and 30 liters from Bihn. I'll put a link to the video I did on this one in the description below. And then finally, the GoRuck GR2. This is the 34 liter. It comes in a 34 liter and a 40 liter. The thing about this bag is if you just sell out, buy one of these bags, which are a little more expensive, it's completely bomb-proof. You can carry so much with it. It's somehow ridiculously comfortable, even though it's just got these backpack straps on the back. Laptop compartment, solid organization on the inside here, where you've got some panels for organizing on the inside, 2 compartments, 1 massive for your space, some organization on the top. I did a video on this one. Check it out. I'm always recommending that people get into a bag like this one because you'll have one bag for the next 15 or 20 years. You'll love it or you'll hate it. You'll know it if you hate it in the first 5 minutes of just playing with the bag, and you can just take it back. The GoRuck GR2, you can find a link to the video I did on that in the description below. So I like this little guy, the Tortuga Setout. I think a lot of you are as well, especially you professional travelers who are used to traveling light, or people who just want a solid, large backpack for getting somewhere for a weekend and having plenty of space for it. This thing is killer. Hey, if you like this video, if this was useful for you, please use my link in the description when you purchase your bag, because on some of these bags, not all of them, I will get a little bit of a kickback at no cost to you. It's called an affiliate relationship. I'm always so grateful, and as is my wife, when we get some money from these bag companies for doing these videos, which started out as just a hobby, and now it's sort of the thing that I'm doing right now, because a lot of you are hungry to know which bag to purchase, and I love helping you find a bag that you're going to be happy with, that you're not going to get so tired of after a little while. So if you like this, please subscribe, and at any given time you can always go to bagworks.co/now. That's bagworks.co/now, and you can find out what my highest recommended products are for your travel bags, your minimal travel bags, your daily carry bags, as well as your packable backpacks that can fit inside of your large travel bags. Bagworks.co/now, because, you know, these videos are like locked in time and I'm constantly getting a chance to see new bags, and I'm updating what I think you should be buying at any given moment. So thank you for watching. Love you. Talk to you later. Goodbye.
Bagworks.co, chasereeves.net. Those are the websites.
I guess those are the websites.
Yeah,
He's wanting us to, I guess, go check out what he's up to or something like that. Yeah, looks nice.